Listen, a lot of times you guys just jump right off the handle because it's either things you don't understand or maybe your brain just has trouble comprehending going to another level. So when I tell you things in the past, you just come out with immediate denial like a little kid does. When you be like, son, Santa Claus isn't real. It is! He is! That's not true, you're a liar! That's how kids' emotional responses to things. It just lets me know that you care. So I appreciate it. I did not once blame Colin Kaepernick for his actions. And people want to call me before time. I get it. And all of a sudden, you have situations that appear or show their face and rear their ugly heads. Like, for instance, people think I blame Colin Kaepernick for his actions with the flag, and I'm like, what video are they watching? I'm just saying where this isn't the first time it happened. If he chooses to do so, I had no objections to him doing so. I just wanted to know what was the cause behind all this. Because when I made that video, he didn't have that speech he made yet. So the speech was never given. At the end, by the locker room. My video was made way before that. I'm waiting to find out what the reason is behind it. Because this is the first time he's ever done it. Now, I know he stood before. But this is the first time he's ever done it. And then this is the first year he don't want to be there. So you definitely want to hear what's his reason for doing it now. And I said what I said. Like, look, I don't bow before flags and none of that stuff. Or engraving statues. I don't do that. But I do stand just for the respect factor. And that's what people don't seem to get. You don't show disrespect for people that won't respect you. To get respect, you have to give it. So if I show you the courtesy of respect and you don't show it back, the shame is on you. Hopefully that can comprehend over a little better. Some will still be like, yeah, you just hating on Colin Kaepernick or whatever. So be it. Now, let's move on. Charlamagne the God. He was on some show. They sent me the link, something about trying to get me to make something about him and Benny Siegel. And I said, well, alright, let me listen to it and see what he's talking about. It was Benny Siegel dissed him on some show, blah, blah, blah show. And, I'm like, okay. So as I'm listening to Charlamagne's thing, he basically backed up an old argument I had with y'all. When I'm telling y'all said, of course, I'm hating. This show is scripted. And I said, well, this sounds scripted. When I told you when Puffy was on the show, I said, well, this sounds scripted. And scripted means not like they all got to remember lines. It's scripted like a reality show. It's scripted. Meaning that you have certain target points and talk points, rather, that are going to be the issue for the show. Like when Kanye was on the show. I'm quite sure it was told to Kanye West, Charlamagne at this point in the conversation is going to start digging at you, throwing some jokes, and then he comes back. I told you this. I didn't make a big deal about it. I just used to the format. So when I see it, I see when something is scripted. Like it was scripted when he asked Diddy about the video and that the cop made and all that stuff, and Diddy's response, and then they moved on. It was phony. Some people can see it right away. Others, like you guys, who might not be that enlightened, did not. And I get it. It's fine. But Charlamagne on this show basically tells people, like he's probably told you in the past. I'm not saying he didn't say it in the past. I just don't know. Because like I told you, I do not listen to this guy. Or basically anything they do unless you guys send me the clips. Now, he says that the Little Mama incident, which Bernie Siegel was upset with him about, as he used for an example, is the reason why. It's because it was scripted that he did so. So let's listen to him.
Keep telling people this over and over, and I'm glad Little Mama actually did an interview about it herself, and she's been back to the Breakfast Club since. The way the interview was supposed to be set up was me and Little Mama was supposed to be jonesing on each other. Okay. Like, that was the thing. Like yo, Charlamagne makes jokes about you. Little Mama like, hey, we can snap back and forth. That was the thing. We were supposed to be jonesing on each other.
And she lost.
So that's it. So I had jokes ready. Now, she said herself I didn't make her cry. If you watch the interview, she started crying when motherfucking Angela Yee brought up her deceased mother. Her mother had just passed, maybe like, I don't think she was there for like 6-7 months.
On her mom? Okay.
Now, he just throws Angela Yee right under the bus, right? Now, he could have made that point without saying that. But still, you know, that just proves my point. Now, if you're saying the show is scripted, some people might say, well, why is it scripted? It should be an interview. An interview happens where you have your target questions and your talk points, you know what you're finna hit on, and you set it up. What Charlamagne does, and it happens with a lot of these guys, is they set up their jokes in advance. They'll go home, they have their jokes ready, and they have their stuff ready to go. So when you got jokes prepared, you have your talk points and things you have on that little PC that he got his little laptop he flip up, and he's ready to go. So that way he can go off the top of the head and it sounds like it's coming natural from him, but it's actually scripted. Sometimes with certain artists who are very sensitive, it can't come off that well because they're very sensitive about what's going to be said, so it has to be said in a certain way so that they can give the answer in this way that they want to give it in. But all of these shows are scripted. That's why I don't really like these shows. I don't. They're not good. And the ones that are not scripted, man, they just going right off the dome. It just sounds terrible. It sounds really terrible. It really does. It's a lot of these podcasts. Y'all get so excited about them. And it's like the same artist is on 3, 4, 5 different podcast shows saying the same thing. It's oversaturated. People go, you just stole every one of things. And then somebody else come behind them like, no, stupid, he just said it on this show. This person just said it on that show. He just said it 3, 4 times. It's oversaturated. That's why I would rather hear a person's original thought. To me, having an artist on the show doesn't do anything for me. Artists lie all the time. That's what they do. I don't want to say no names, but you seen a 6-foot-tall rapper going around here lying about everything that didn't happen in the last 20 years, 25 years. He just keeps switching it up, making himself sound relevant, making stuff sound brand new, and he's revealing something new every year. Like, why didn't you say this before? You know, so I just laugh when I see some of these stuff that goes on, because they're always the hero in all of the stories that they tell. Always the good guy, always the one that did this. It was the reasonable one. So, on that note, I'm out. It's your boy Karceno. Go ahead and subscribe, as like they told me to tell you. Like, you should get people to subscribe. Okay, well, subscribe. Or go to y'all go to Twitter, follow my Twitter at Karceno. Leave me a question there. I answer it a lot quicker. I really don't do the Facebook as far as responding to people there. Only respond to like people I basically know. I may send you a compliment every once in a while. But other than that, I just really don't deal with it too much. Instagram, you can follow me at Karceno. And I'm out.